Okay. All right. This workout today is called You Got This. So it will, you're just going to have confidence in yourself. You're just going to believe in yourself. Let's go ahead and open up through those hips. So go ahead and just spread those toes and just check in with that arch in your foot and just start to think about connecting with the ground. Go for those circles and really thinking about this coming from your hip rather than like moving your leg around, right? You want to think about what you're doing and start to make that connection right away with our very first movement in all movements today. Switch directions. Feels good. All right, what we're going to do now is just get those hands again, start to think about connecting with the ground. And I want you to just take those hands and try and get the shoulders past your wrists so that we're just getting into a little stretch through the forearms and into those hands. And then from here, just bring that up to your first knuckles and back down, up to your first knuckles and back down. Just working into all those little joints. We do have some push-ups today, so it's nice if we can have those hands already primed and prepped. Let's go ahead and practice what push-up would feel like. A little bit different when we're in a lunge, but remember, shoulders and hips rise together, leading with the belly button, and no judgment on how far we go. So we don't want to try and make room by changing up our connection with the foot. Elbows are driving back, just starting to really set the tone for this workout. Let's go ahead and we're going to bring belly button towards the knee and just reach up and see how far that can go. We're going to go for 5 of those and just using your breath for it to maybe get a little bit more each time. On the 5th one, we'll hold it up there. And then again, thinking about coming from the shoulder, I want you to go ahead and make biggest circles you can where you're still on the ceiling, not coming down on the wall. 5 in each direction. And then take that arm and reach it as far forward as you can. Enjoy that stretch. Looking at the tips of your fingers, come and reach back to the back of that leg that's long. 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and place that other hand down. I want you to curl that back toe so that it is here. We're going to get into that foot as we sink back, but also through the hamstring of this front leg. Bring that toe up and just floss that back and forth. Feeling the stretch here, thinking both hips are going back at the same time, and then feeling that little bit of load in that first toe joint in the back. One more of these, and then we're going to stay up in this lunge and come into the opposite direction. So this one can be a little spicier. Use your breath and don't try and force it. Just see what's available. Again, we're just waking up here. Just starting to see what's happening. This one's real spicy for me, but noticing each time I get a little bit further. And then see if you can do a little bit of moving of the shoulder here. Again, nothing wants to go on the wall. Switch to the other direction. Oh, that is effective. Let's come on up into that half kneel. Toe still, back toe still curled. Okay, and I'm going to push off that to bring my hip forward. And this arm's going to reach up. I'm going to feel a nice good stretch through this front line here. I'm going to keep that arm up to remind me to keep that nice long body here. This arm is going to come, touch that hip, and we're going to reach it up, follow the gaze, and see if we can't touch that back heel. All right. Again, no pressure, no judgment, just breathing, and each rep just a little bit further. We're getting 5 of these. Awesome. Bring those arms out, still pushing through here. Let's go ahead and just do some bow and arrows, some T-spine rotations. Get 3 of those on each side, and then we'll do everything we just did on the other side. All right, let's go ahead and even ourselves out. And again, remembering one side might be different. That's okay. That's just good feedback, good for us to know. Let's go ahead, spread those toes. Think about that connection with the floor in this foot, checking in with that arch. Remember the tripod. We're just starting to prime that up. Now let's go for those circles at the hips. Remember, just be gentle. We're just trying to wake it up. We're not coming in with like a big bang. All right, over into the opposite direction. And then this time, let's go ahead and just put our hands this way. And we'll just kind of rock back into those hands. And if it's out further, you get a little bit more here, rocking back. Where is it that you feel that you're getting a good stretch with those wrists? Just find your spot while you're still maintaining contact with that foot. All right, let's go ahead and get into that push-up. Body is rising and lowering together, right? Leading with the belly button. Sometimes we tend to just get the upper part going, or we get that leg heading out, and we just want to maintain and just see what's available. It's kind of giving it a little mini pep talk. Thinking about how this can prep me for push-ups. I'm thinking about my feet into the ground, or my feet and my hands. Let's go ahead and just go and follow that fingertips for 5, still rooting that foot. Avoid bringing that leg out to the side. Ooh, this one feels spicy for me today after all those lunges yesterday. Whew. How are you feeling after those?
My butt hurts.
Yeah. At least we're all in this together. We'll go ahead. If we don't, there'll be like a breed of us just going around rubbing our butt.
I know.
Oh, reaching as long as we can. Go ahead, put those hands back down, curl that back toe, and we'll get a nice, ooh, this one doesn't move as far. And that's okay. That's just getting to know what's available on my body. And it's always about what you've done, you know, prior to getting here. What was your sleep like? What did you eat? For Tara and I, we did a million lunges yesterday. Well, we didn't. We only did, what, 15 on each leg, but we slowed them down into tempo.
Yeah.
That really was highly effective. All right, we're going to go ahead, root that foot, and then come into that opposite direction. You know what we forgot was those shoulder circles. We'll do that. We'll do both sides in a second here. 3, 4, 5, and then those shoulders 5 in each direction. And the other way. Oh, and then let's just head back over here because we forgot these shoulder circles here, and these ones always feel a little bit nicer. Remember, you're trying to keep that up at the ceiling, going 5 in each direction. Awesome, and then we'll come on up, curl that back toe, push through to feel this gorgeous stretch out through the front. Also feel those muscles from lunges. All right, keeping this as long as you can. It's like you're pulling it up to feel that beautiful stretch. And we're going to take this arm. And again, always follow your fingers and push through that toe as you come back to feel even more deep stretch through that front side of your body. Use your breath to get through the sticky points. That was the name of the workout yesterday. Stick through the sticky, and we did learn the value of using your breath when things get spicy. Good. Keeping it here, and then we'll just do those nice rotations. Okay, let's go ahead and just come on into a plank position. Okay, what we're going to do here, I'm going to be on my knees just at first. Okay, I'll show this from the side. I'm still going to close up my hips, so I'm not in like all fours, but I'm going to come here and just lean forward. And I just want us to get a little bit of scat push-up. So all we're doing is keeping our arms nice and straight, the connection to the floor with those hands, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades and then pulling them apart. So I'm just doing a little bit of waking them up. We'll go for 5 more. Awesome. And then we'll bring that back in. We'll get in on all fours here. And we're just going to work into those glutes for a second. So just coming in here, notice my foot is flexed. I'm only going as high as I can without twisting my body. So shoulders and hips, just as if I was doing a push-up, are into the ground. And then go ahead and lift that up. Again, try not to arch the back, only going where you can maintain that 3-point spine. And feel that 3-point spine and how you engage it from the inside, right? So yes, we want to have a straight line from our head, our shoulder blades, and our tailbone. But think about, how do I use that breath, that big diaphragmatic breath, right? To meet the pelvic floor, and then the pelvic floor meeting the diaphragm, so that the rib cage now is stacked over top of the pelvis. And we're just going heel up. And then let's go ahead and just bring that into 5 circles on each side. Notice I'm keeping my foot flexed, or each direction, sorry, and each side. And then the other way. Should be feeling some heat, waking up in those glutes. It's a little quicker for me today than usual. But we're also working the muscles, but notice how much smoother we are in the hip. Always just noticing that, okay? So let's go ahead, come on to the other side. Good opportunity to be thinking about how we're connecting our hands to the floor. Making sure we're not bringing that hip up any higher that we feel we have to rotate out. Keeping the foot flexed. And a common fall I'll keep doing is I keep looking down and remembering my head's a part of my spine. So really noticing where is it that I keep my chin to keep a nice 3-point spine. Let's go ahead and just lift that up, heel up. And then go ahead and bring that into 5 circles on each side. We're going to finish this out with some plank waves. Whew. And then the other way. Woo. Give that just maybe a little shake, a little booty shake. Whew. Maybe shake out the wrists. You can come in this opposite direction just to give them a little bit of love. Be very gentle here though. You might need to have the elbows slightly bent. That's okay, as long as you're feeling the stretch. Be real kind to that. Another thing you can do is just lace your fingers and come side to side like this. We'll shake it out. Let's head into a plank wave. So what that means is we're going to be in plank, and then we're going to go to down dog, and we're going to bring that up into cobra. So we're going to flow through this. Let me go on to the side so you can see. So find yourself in plank. All right, 3-point spine connected with the balls of the feet. I'm on my phone. How hilarious. All right. And then we're going to push through our head through the window of our arms. Okay, enjoy this stretch and try and get those heels down. Maybe pump them out a little bit. This first one, we just have to kind of give it a little pep talk. From here, come on up to the balls of your feet and pull that energy up the backs of your legs and into your spine. And you're rolling that out in like an angry cat, letting the shoulders come past. Now go ahead and start to look up. shoulder blades squeezed and away from the ears, squeezing the bum, and we're bringing in the opposite direction. Again, you can bring a little cootsy kicky here if you want, looking over your shoulders. Then we're going to start to head back. So chin tucked, push away, and then up into the balls of the feet. If you're seasoned and you've been here for a while, I want you to go for 4 more where you're flowing that through. I wanted to give you an option if you're finding it that it's hard to get to both. Just put your knees down, stay in that angry cat as long as you can, then go ahead and get into cow. Put the knee or the thighs onto the ground. And then you can just go ahead and meet yourself here on all fours rather than in plank. Still keeping that core on, but we're just meeting where we're at, okay? So if you're getting a lot of strain in your wrists, your shoulders, like anything in your body, you go ahead and listen to your body. You can even go into a child's pose in between to give the hands a little bit of a rest so you're not on them the whole time. Just go ahead, make these your own and flow through. So you feel like you're waking up that spine. Shoulders are getting a little active, getting ready for your work today. Feeling the back side of the body wake up. We're going to need that. We are going overhead, so that downward dog press back, this right here, that's an overhead position. Notice my ears are right near my biceps. So now you're just well aware why we're doing this and how it feels. And then how can I take that to my movement today? Finish that off and then just give your body a little bit of a shake. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to move into a circuit, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. We have 4 moves. So let's go ahead. I didn't bring myself any bells. Silly me. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a kettlebell. What we're going to do, and the very first move is that you can be doing alternating reverse lunge. All right. So that can be a place that you're starting at. You can do that with weight, without weight here. All right. You can also just do what I was just doing there and come up and then lunge and then go ahead and put it down and then come up and lunge. Or what we're going to do is a rotational clean. So it looks like this, and you're just going to clean it up and then come here, switch the side, and then go ahead and clean it. So little single arm swing and then into a lunge on the other side. You want to give that a try, Tara? See how that feels? Good. Yeah. So you're trying to practice like at the same time you catch it coming down. But again, if that's not available, put it there and then lunge. Most important thing is that connection with the ground with those feet that we practice and that we have that core stability on. All right, so that's the first move. And then we're going to do a switching bent over row. So we're going to get into that nice hinge position. So pushing that bum back, 3-point spine. Remember how we use that breath to lock that in. And then we're going to row. Switching it. Notice I don't let that shoulder drop. It doesn't come to the ground. Okay, I want to roll that shoulder into place. Keep it there for both sides. And then the elbow comes right back. If you start to feel this in your low back, I want you to stand up and then come back. You can also use like a bench or something here. And maybe just do like 3 on one side, then go ahead and switch and do 3 on the other. Sometimes just having something to hold your hand on reminds you, gives you feedback to turn that core on. We're going to do a little bit more cleaning here. And we're just going to stick to one side at a time. And we're going to come into that clean and press. Bringing it back down and clean and press. All right, now just a reminder that you want to finish off with your knuckles underneath your chin, elbow towards the hip. We're going to have that hand in a 45. All right. And we're going to have that nice looser grip as we come on up. So you can practice that a little bit. So into a clean and a press. You can add that little dip as you get a little bit tired. Go ahead and make sure you practice that on each side. Now, if you're feeling a little bit, you can use 2 hands to help safety, like clean that up, just so it doesn't bonk you so much in the beginning if you want. And then soon you could just slowly start to take that hand away as much as you just build, like bridge the gap. All right. You good, Tara? You feeling ready? You got the right weight?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead. I just have to change this bell because there's it needs to be shaved down. It hurts my hand. There's a little sharp spot on it. All right. So here we go. Starting in 10 seconds. I forgot to say we're doing 3 rounds of this. So we're starting with that alternating reverse lunge. So wherever you're at, you start. Okay, so if you're here, go for it. Go ahead. And we're gonna do alternating reverse lunge. That can be here, can be here. It can be with that nice quick deadlift. And again, right here, just up. I want you to go ahead and make this your own. Oops, and it's to the cross to the opposite shoulder. Notice my breath here. All right, take a 20-second break, and we're gonna move into that switching bent over row. Whew. Always use your break time to catch your breath. Feel good here. Yeah. 5 seconds. Set that core up. Find that weight. Here we go. And notice what the other side of your body is doing. Keeping that core on. Paying attention. If you're feeling in your low back, at any time, you just stand up, squeeze your glutes, reset, come back. Maybe that's part of your routine. You know, you can do like 3 on each side where you're all of a sudden you feel maybe you just don't have that strength endurance in that lower abdominals yet. But the more you can connect with them and feel if you are, the better off you're going to be. So even just as I'm doing here, doing 3 on each side. Up, take a break. That's your break time. We're cleaning and pressing next. Cleansing breath. Checking in. Remember, you really want to feel this from the inside. So does my core feel good? Do I feel like if there's any parts of it that just feel like you're having not a good time, you need to just evaluate. How can I make this feel better for me? Clean and press. Here we go. Use that breath. Notice how the other arm swinging with me. And again, remember, if you need to, just use this hand to help softly bring it to your front rack position. Take a break. 14 seconds left in that break. My fingers are a little swollen. I need to get my ring off. There we go. 1. And go for it. Clean and press on the opposite side that you were just on. That's it, Tara. Looking good. Remember to use that other arm to swing. And if this arm is in a fist when you go overhead, it really does help. You feel stronger overhead. We don't want to have any leaking energy in our body. Remember, rooted to the ground with our feet. That forearms come into my zipper. And as quick as I can get it. Good. All right, that's 1 round in. You can do a little assessment. We have a 20-minute break, or not 20 minutes, 20-second break. And maybe you want to change up the bell. You want to like adapt to make this feel like you are working from your magic, feeling confident, feeling empowered. All right, here we go. So we're doing those lunges, whatever it looks like for you today. Really noticing how you create power, but then you control it. More lunges, eh, Tara? Woo!
Yeah, great.
Yay.
Well, I was saying, I hope we do more lunges.
Yeah, I was thinking you'd probably be excited. Fun. Take a break. Make sure you always set that weight down real safe and strong. We're going to switching bent over rows. Remember to just feel strong in that hinge. You should feel a slight hamstring tension when you are in that, that bent over row, okay? So make sure the spine's on, or the spine, your core, spine's in alignment. Check in where your chin is. All that waking up that we did. And again, at any time, just feel free. Just quickly set it up though. Don't quit on yourself. Just go, okay, a little shift, a little reset. I am feeling a little tired today in my lower abdominals and in my back, so I'm going to listen. I'm going to meet that in the middle and make sure that I'm always just checking in that it's engaged. Good, safely put that weight down. Sometimes what we do is we think that we have to get the 40 seconds in and just fire through it, but yet that's moving us backwards rather than forwards. 10 seconds, we're gonna clean and press. I always choose to do the side that I find the most challenging first. That's just me. Maybe you wanna do that too. All right, here we go, and clean and press. Now remember, when you clean, you can use this hand to help you safely bring it there until you feel that insertion, right? We're always, wanting to get that right into the corner of the bell. Other arm swinging, arm fist, and press. You can strict press that or a quick little dip. It's not a squat, but a quick little dip. Remember that down dog? We talked about where that arm would be. Fully locked out and right near my ear. All right, go ahead, take a little break. Remember to always set that weight down. That's a common fault that we'll mostly do is like, oh, thank God, that's over. And then that's when we can get hurt, is in the transition, not in the movement, because we're so focused on our feeling it from the inside. We got to feel it right from the ground up. All right, so remember how you set it up. Now, the good thing about 40 seconds here is that you choose your pace, right? It's not about how many reps you get done. It's like 40 seconds of focused work on how do I make this movement feel strong from within my body. You totally got this. You should never feel like you're gonna, like, when is it over? I'm gonna die. You should feel that a little bit, the 1%, right? And take a break. We only have one more round of this. Now, knowing that, only one more round, have you challenged yourself enough? Have you picked an option where it feels good? Have you stayed comfortable? Or have you gone too far and you need to dial back because you might get hurt if you keep going? We're all unique. We need to listen. Let's go for it. The lunges, okay? Here are all my breaths out. They've really helped me cycle through this. Your breath is a powerful tool that you can help get through all sticky, hard situations. Helps you come within yourself, stay in control, and realize you have the power within you. You are the magic. You control all those stressful external things from within. Take a little break. Remember how you set that weight down. Getting ready for switching rows. My breath's a little high, my heart rate's a little high, so I'm going to use my breath to slow it down. Grabbing the floor, we got 2 seconds. All right, and set that hinge up. Switching that out. Again, don't rush it. I don't want to see it here, and I'm switching side to side. It's easy to do. It is an autopilot. that we will fall into, but I challenge you to find your control here. Feel the movement so that you can use what you're doing here into everything else in your life. You're not passively being a bystander in your workout. You are in control of it. You are deciding how this feels, how you grow yourself forward. Go ahead and just safely put that down. Clean and press. Feeling in control here, grabbing some oxygen, grabbing some beautiful mindset as we go. We're going to do clean and press on the other side, or one side, right? Here we go. So hinge that out, pick that bell up. Bridge your gap if you need to. Make sure that other arm's swinging and really get that arm in a fist as you press overhead. All right, safely put that weight down. Take a cleansing breath. All right. 7 seconds. And here we go, finishing up this little circuit. Remember, you always are in charge. How does this feel? How am I using it that I don't have any leaking energy? Swing with both arms. Remember, you can always use that arm just to help balance that. If you're feeling like, hey, I'm hitting my forearm a lot, use that. Sometimes it's just a mental game too, that you start to loosen up in your grip by just putting a little finger there on that handle as you come up. All right, that part is complete. How you feel, Tara?
Good and sweaty.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm getting all shiny. I have these lights on here. I'm like, woohoo. All right, we're gonna work into our core. This one is not timed. Okay, we are going to just keep catching your breath here, and I'll just talk about what we're doing. We're gonna do 3 rounds, okay? So we're gonna get in 10 push-ups to a bird dog. So that's a bird dog on each side, okay? So what we're gonna look like here is we're going to come into our push-up, and then you're gonna bring opposite arm and leg up. Now, that's pretty spicy, right? You wanna make sure shoulders and hips. You do need to slow it down. If you need to, put the knees down and then really control. So this isn't done real quick. It's done for you challenging your core strength, okay? So did you want to give that a quick try, Tara, just to see how that feels? How can I make it? You're gonna do 5 of these on each side, but I only want you to do 1 right now on each side. Just grabbing the floor. Remember, we talked about that. We got ourselves with the balls of the feet, squeezing the bump, 3-point spine. Remember, in your push-ups, you put your knees down. Go ahead. Making sure you feel good there. Awesome. 1 of those on each side. We are going to feel a little bit more love into these shoulders as we do a down dog. How'd those feel, Tara? You good?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come in for a down dog. So you'll be in plank. Down dog, you're going to reach to the opposite leg and then bring that leg in to tap your knee. Now we'll go with the other hand here and then bring that knee to elbow the best that I can. Give that a try on each side. We're going to do 10 of those on each side. So for a total of 20. We're going to feel the spice. Yeah. Awesome. Then we're going to come into a reverse plank. Now, in this reverse plank, I want you to find where you feel that you can access the good broadening of the shoulders so the shoulders aren't rounding in. So you want to be really confident. So where can your shoulders or where can your hand placement be that happens, okay? So sometimes when we're in here, it just really is hard to, you know, I just want you to find where you feel confident. What we're going to do then is get into a reverse plank, all right, and then bring one knee in at a time. Now, let's say that's not available. Go ahead and we can just get it. I really am blending into the black here. So you're going to come in, you can get into a crab position and then bring those legs in if you want. Maybe even just bring them out and in, out and in. What's going to be your best option? Really important that you're squeezing those shoulder blades. Option is just to take the legs out. You can come up, bridge up and down, or just count out and hold this bridge. Or maybe you're coming up and down as well with the legs long. Remember, all these workouts are just allowing you to find where you're challenging yourself. Then you can get in and we're going to do 10 power swings. So, like you can't see the bell there. So remembering that we come in at that triangle. Okay, we're going to hinge like we already did in that first circuit. We're going to grab that belt. It's going to come on its edge. We're going to hike it to our zipper, stand up to plank, and then let it, gravity bring it back to the zipper and then control it back down. You then will go again. All right, so we're going to do 10 of those. And now we're just going to work at our own pace. I'm going to give it, what are we at for time? So I'm going to give it a 15-minute cap, okay? To get done what you can. If we don't finish it in 15 minutes, I'm going to guarantee that you will feel like you've got enough done. No worries. So we'll go ahead and just bring ourselves to those 10 push-ups with the bird dog. All right. Do you have any questions, Tara?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You're like, if it would be like in class, you'd be like, can I go use the washroom right now?
I can't say I didn't think that.
I need a drink from the water fountain.
I think I have to go to his house to get some cookies.
5 of those on each side, really challenging. If you find yourself that you're going from side to side, remembering to bridge that gap. So here's an option. I'm on my knees. I make that push-up strong. And then maybe I'm here and going with my knees down. Noticing I'm really focusing on this being in control. That's the focus. That's the name of the game. Play with it. It's going to look different for each of us. You got to really notice how we have to have all energy within, and you really want to make sure shoulders and hips stay square to the floor. Whew. That was 4 for me. Really wakes up things. You realize what you need. Maybe shake that out. We're going to head to that down dog. Catching your breath. It's amazing how our heart rate's up here.
Yeah.
Holy Hannah. Here we go. Down dog. Reach to that other side. 1. Really, again, make sure you get to that plank line. Don't rush these. Because you'll want to. Your brain's going to come against you and say, hey, we could do this quicker. We could. Do you want in? And you're going to be like, no, I'm not giving in to the peer pressure. I really want to make changes here. Lasting changes where I am working within. This one's waking up my brain.
Yeah, I know.
Oh gosh, what side did I just go on? And again, if you need to, just stay in down dog to plank. Take out the knees to elbow. Take out the reaches. You know, whatever it feels that you need to do. You can go to those plank waves again that we did. Just know that you are moving and you're doing what your body's asking. And that's the whole goal of the Living to Be Awesome workouts, is to check in with your body and give your body what it needs, not what you think you should be doing. It's really a powerful tool to kind of tap in and go, oh, it's not exactly what I thought would happen, but holy, do I ever feel more empowered and stronger as I leave this workout. We're gonna head into that reverse plank. Once you've done that, yeah. So just squeezing in, and if you can, I find this one so spicy. And another thing that you want to check in is that 3-point spine. So it's a tendency for me and most of us to tuck that chin in and look at our feet. So just find where you're level. So you don't want to look all the way back up either. Just going ahead and checking in. Wow, what does it actually feel like to be? Oh man. At 3-point spine, nice and aligned. These are something. Those are something. Got a couple more here. Doing 10 of those on each side, then you can stand up and into that power swing. Oh, so much love. I feel that in my triceps. I feel that in the backs of my legs. And again, you can likely go a little bit heavier here to really feel your power. Making sure you grab the floor. All the stuff you've practiced, we're just taking it, putting it into a little bit more action. Make sure that bell's out on its side and that you're trying to rip it apart. Let it hit the zipper. Let gravity take it back to the zipper and you control it. Now know that you don't have to be following at our pace. You can just be moving around at your time. If you want, you can be doing 5 of everything. Maybe, that feels easier for you because 10 is just kind of slowing you down. You can't grow forward and you feel defeated. Then don't stick there. The idea is, do I feel in alignment? Do I feel like I can breathe? Do I feel confident? And I feel empowered in myself. Okay, those are the key things you always want to make sure are happening. Okay, so here we go. Finding your push-up, your control. Own each step, don't rush it. How are you kind of talking to yourself in here too? Do you believe it's going to be hard? Are you finding, I'll just trust myself to find where I can feel in control? Notice I put my knees down there. Same things happening. I just needed a little help. That's okay. Just checking in. Is this coming from strength within? We all have that little voice that just goes, oh, come on, come on. And it is good to be pushed like that. But you can just say, hey, I love your enthusiasm, but can we just dial it back? Because I want to make sure we're making a real strong foundation here. I always am having these little chats with myself in my mind. I'm trying to make a different me, right? From the inside out. So I have to just listen to those voices. Say, hey, just be a little kinder here. Let's go. 5 of those, and then into down dog. Taking breaks as you need, where you feel in control. Cleansing breaths. That's our magic tool. We're born with it, that breath, right? So notice how the breath helped us in the cycle of this of the circuit. So we were breathing out, and that allowed us to keep moving. It helped us recover. And that's what we're doing in here, but we also will use it just to make sure we're not gonna fall over. All right, and again, make this your own. There doesn't need to be a reach if that single arm overhead feels like too much. There doesn't need to be a knee to elbow. You can be here. Just checking in. Oh, that's what plank feels like. That's what down dog feels like. Maybe you add just the knee. Make sure it just feels good. If it feels like, oh my gosh, this is just taking so long and I'm not having fun, I want you to find the fun. I want you to feel the power of knowing you're in control and noticing that you want better for yourself. That you're doing it for you. Not because you got here and you have to do this. Don't find it terrible. Find the beauty in it. Find the love for yourself in this challenging workout. Reverse plank. Again, finding what you can here. Lots of different options. You can be in here doing crab, right? Adding leg lifts if you want from here. Maybe even just a knee in. Make it your own. Are you feeling like you're working through that upper back, keeping the core on? The beauty of being here is you feel it into what I call the empowerment muscles, right? So you'll feel that right back through the hamstrings. And again, if it feels too much to bring the legs in, then just, can you come up and down? Can you really feel like you squeeze through your shoulder blades? You connect through that 3 points on your hand, right? The pointer, the pinky, and the palm, kind of like the feet. We have that little mini arch. And then add the legs if it's available. Notice my feet are flexed because there's no leaking energy in bringing those in. All right, power swings, power swings. There we go. This I love because you're creating the power, then you control the power. This is a real powerful move for you to access your superpowers. And we're putting in all the work that we did together, right? That bent over row, that hinged position. We're doing the plank work that we're doing. We're using our breath, controlling things, getting 10 reps of those. You're looking good, looking good. Back to the top, Tara. One more round. Push up, bird dog.
Yep.
All right, let's get one more round in. Let's do this. We got this. Just notice the third round. If you've been working on your mindset, all of a sudden you believe you can, and you've tapped in, you've fired on the right neurons, and they are like, oh yeah, let me help. Let me do this together. We can do this. It's awesome. Whew. As long as you're here showing up, and if you're in plank and just doing some, not just, but doing some push-ups or sticking into dead or bird dog, you have found a way to keep moving, and that is a gorgeous thing. Forward action, 1% at a time. That's the goal. That's the awesome. And really pay attention if you're being kind to yourself. Are you pushing past the 1%? Because that's not always good for us. It's not always good. Like every once in a while, sure. But we just want to make sure that you are checking in with yourself. Head into those down dogs when you're done your push-ups. And these, I swear, look different for me every time. I'm like, did I do this reach and then this elbow? Like, I don't, you know what? Again, am I moving? Am I in control? Oh. Pay attention to how many times we just beat ourselves up and make things harder for ourselves. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're watching me. They're going to think, oh no. I'm thinking does she do it this way? Does she do it that way? I just listen to those voices. They show up. I go, yep, that's okay. Let's just address that and then move on. And that's what our workouts are the opportunity to do. So much voices show up as we're going. We can learn so much about ourselves as we put ourselves into stressful situations. We learn how do we respond to stress. You know, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Whew, here, those feet are getting real heavy. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have bruises on my heels. Oh, that's okay. Find it within. Breathe, believe. There we go. A little more in myself now. Finding the strength, finishing off with those power swings. And then we are going to just get into our stretches today. Find that alignment, hinge it out like we know how. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Feel confident and then empower yourself. Control it. Confidence and empowerment. I love this move. Finish up what you're at. That's going to be our 15 minutes of just, tapping into that magic, feeling confident, using our breath, feeling in alignment, feeling like we are empowered to have a kick butt day. All right, let's go ahead, get into those shoulders. Actually, let's get into the hips first. We'll come into this Captain Morgan kind of thing. So remember that lunge we did before? Actually, let's just do that for a second. Let's just enjoy that stretch to the front side that we worked. All right, let's go ahead and just add that arm. See how it feels compared to last time. We do have a lot more blood flow happening. Oh, we are kind of like juiced up those joints a little bit. Maybe the shoulder feels a little more smooth. We did work that, so it might be a little tight. Let's go ahead, switch up the arm and come in and do some half nail windmills. Just coming in for 5 here. Good. Let's go into those shoulder circles up here. And seeing how that feels, maybe just a little bit different. And then the other way. And then just sink in here. Go ahead and move around in those hips, whatever way is your body's asking you to, since we're so connected with our body now. Giving it love. You might feel that through the low back loosening. I like to rock forward. I get this in my ankles as well. I let my knee come forward. Just where do I need it? As long as I'm rooting that foot. I'm not heading into any pain. Okay, let's go ahead, switch sides. Remember that back toe? Ooh, this side feels a little spicier than the other one. I'm gonna get that up real nice and long. Take this arm. Noticing how it feels. Oh, yeah, that feels good. And then let's just go for 5 of these windmills. Good little finisher, just feeling like a celebration, a recovery, a thank you body. I'm excited for our day as we go in this together. Get those shoulder circles in there. The other way. Ah, feels so good. Then we're just gonna rock through. And then just come on all fours here. Let's just bring one arm, get through that chest. Bump staying high, and you're just gonna feel that through the front of that shoulder and into your chest. Giving it a nice stretch. And then reach this across your body. Giving it a nice stretch on the other end, on the other side of that shoulder. Thread the needle. Go ahead, other side, just bringing that. So just maybe go on the side so you see I have my bum up high. I really do melt into the floor. Good thing on this red mat, orange mat actually. It looks red on my screen, but it's orange. Go ahead, thread that needle and just get through. And all these movements, we're having movement within our movement so that we can really make this unique and customized to our bodies from what's happening from the inside. Just go on up to that down dog. I'm sorry to ask you to do it, but let's just stretch that out and get through the backside of the body. And try and get both those heels down. I like to rock my hips side to side. I feel an extra little bit of love here. Oh, even just coming up into the balls of those feet one more time. And then we'll come on in to your child's pose. And just give yourself some nice cleansing breaths. Let's go for 5. You can stay there as long as you need to. I am just going to pull a nice little message for you. That is a Gabrielle Bernstein Spirit Junkie. So it just has some motivational messages. And I just think it's just it's nice to get a little quote after you've done that and you're really, open to taking things in because you are very aware right now. And here is your message for today. I celebrate all the greatness in my life. Starting with you for showing up. You are amazing. You are great. So thank you for joining and have an incredible day.